Guys, what's up? My name is Kimbo and welcome to my channel. This is going to be my second take because the last video was facing towards that way. So the last clip I have is an audio clip essentially. Um I wanted to talk about what changes and what lessons I have learned from moving different countries, because I've lived in Japan for about 16 and a half years, and the rest of my time I've lived in the States. I've lived in Texas, Oklahoma, spent some time in Louisiana and California as well. And in Japan, I've lived in Okinawa most of my life, and then Iwakuni, Japan as well. So I have experience definitely moving within the same country, but also to different countries, sometimes back and forth. And that comes with like a lot of growth. Like, in my opinion, I think it's because I definitely chose to grow and I'm very curious about other people, and I try to stay curious, but I'm also learning to like have a preference as well. That's something that's kind of hard to like cultivate, especially because I was a military kid too, so it's hard to cultivate a preference when like Uncle Sam is like, this is what you get and that's all, take it or leave it. Like, thanks. mm, Struggling. But it's also given me such a great like array of information and experiences to choose from and say, I like this and I like that and I like this, and you're not limited truly to choose of what you like, because like you got to see a lot of different things, and it could be hard at times to choose, especially if you're indecisive like me sometimes. mm, at the same time, like, it's like, why be so decisive if there's so much to choose from? Like, it's okay to change. Like, that's something like moving has taught me, is like it's okay to change, like, as a person. You don't have to stay the same person. um if you stay the same person, like, there's not much growth to it. I mean, sometimes it takes years, but there have definitely been periods in my time where, like, within the span of a month, I'm like, I'm not the same person I was on the first of this month than I am today on the 30th or 31st. You grow, like, you grow a lot, whether you like it or not. You grow. But the thing is, I think I grew from that because I want better for myself. Like, the adjustment, like, it's not easy, but I want better for myself. So I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna try to adjust as much as I can. Um, Another thing that I've learned moving from like moving different countries and stuff is you have to be okay with not connecting with people that look like you. You cannot, and I mean, you cannot sit here, go to a different country, and be like, where my people at? Like, no, like, go connect with somebody else. Like, you gotta do that. If you wanna grow and if you wanna expand your soul and mind, you have to connect with, like, I don't even want to say just local people, but like, you gotta connect with like your local area in some way, shape, or form, whether that's nature, whether that's the people, whether that's the food. You have to find a way to connect, because a lot of times, if you connect with like the mindset and not based on like the physical appearances of people, there's just so many more opportunities to be happy. There's so many more opportunities to be happy because you are not basing your potential connection or your potential, like, you know um the potentiality to have fun and those things like that. You're not basing it off of like how other people look. The fact that, like, I can connect with people from like different races and different cultures is nice, because I don't have to sit here and be around the same things. And it's just, and I know, like, for me personally, it's not fun. Like, what if I want to hear a crazy story about your culture? Like, there's definitely crazy stories about my culture. Like, we're not all sane here. So, like, it's fun to be like, wow, like, that's very different and very intriguing. Like, it's okay to be intrigued with something that does not look similar or familiar with the things that you've grown up with. And another thing about adjusting to like a different or new country is the fact that your body needs time to adjust. Like from Japan to America, the time difference is like it's roughly about 16 hours. So Japan's like 16 hours ahead of America, roughly. And that does not come easy on the body. No, it does not. You are gonna need to take about 2 weeks to let your body adjust and like not be mean to yourself. Don't expect to wake up at 7:30 if you don't expect to wake up at 7:30 if you don't have a place to be. Like 7:30 a.m. it will be there the next day. Wake up at 1 p.m. if you have to and go eat your breakfast or lunch or whatever. That's just what it is. I had to stop being mean to myself and be like, oh, I got it. Like, I'm so lazy or I'm not trying hard enough. Like, girl, your body's time frame just jumped 16 hours. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Um, it's just like unrealistic. It's unrealistic to expect your body to be okay with the fact that like struggling and then trying to like thrive in that. Like that's too much pressure. That's just too much unnecessary pressure, honestly. So yeah, let your body adjust. Let your body change. Another thing about moving different countries is you you get to choose. You get to choose how you adjust. You either take it or you leave it. I suggest you take it because sometimes like as growing up also as like a military child, sometimes I moved countries without even wanting to do it. Like it wasn't a choice necessarily. And I'm glad like the times that I have just chosen to take it, I had like a lot more fun. There was a lot like less resistance to the way that I was thinking, a lot less resistance to how much fun I was having. I opened myself up to more opportunities and I wasn't judging them. When you resist it, you judge it, and it's natural to do that. But whenever you catch yourself doing it, it's better to just let it go. It's better to just like, okay, like I don't like this, but like I'm gonna try, and of course there are sometimes like we do have choices to like adjust or change, but in the times that you don't, I suggest that like, I mean, you could even take it as saying like, I don't like this at all, point blank period. Like sometimes adjusting is being okay with not liking something. Like for me personally, that was like my experiences a lot. They just like moping around here. Another thing is also adjusting to the fact that like I am allowed to have a preference. Growing up in different countries, especially countries like that's pretty much polar opposites. Like Japan's like I would say more community based and America's more individual based. You see that in like America, you have like you're allowed to have your preferences, but sometimes it just feels like those preferences are based upon like what other people say you should prefer. And then within like a community based like environment, you don't really have a choice. So I have the privilege of being like seeing those two like different lifestyles and choosing like in my soul to say this is what I like and this is what I don't like, and respectfully standing on it. I don't have to be mean or rude to other people. Like for instance, I had a friend and we went out and they were just pointing at things and we were like, that's nasty, like that looks so nasty, I would not eat it, like ooh, and stuff like that. Like that that is that I to this day I don't stand on that. Like that's just not okay in my eyes. Like you're literally in a different country with more people around. Like saying those things like it's just not nice. It's not nice, point blank period. And also it's not attractive to other people, not even romantically, just straight up like human attractiveness. You know what I mean? It's just no. That's another thing that I had to learn is being okay with being different. Like, I don't fit into a mold. Me and my sister were just having a conversation about this. Like, I my birth parents Gambian, but raised in Japan, but raised by like an Asian mother and a black man from America. Like, she was, I don't have a culture. I am that question box on Mario Kart where you don't know what you're gonna get, and I'm fine with that. Sometimes you're gonna get the rocket, and sometimes you're gonna get that green turtle that its aim is just weird. It's just, the aim is off. Clearly, I like Mario Kart. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be different from a lot of things and a lot of people, but my difference does not have to make me an alien. My difference does not have to make me the odd one out, even though I probably will always be the odd one out. And that's okay. Like, that's okay. It's okay to be the odd one out. It's okay to not get something because it literally just goes over your head, or you just find it plain offensive. That's okay. That is okay. It doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make anybody else a bad person, okay? Um, yeah, just literally go with the flow on that one. And like, it gives you more space and opportunities to be like, just open yourself up to like more. You don't have to stay the same. I don't have to stay the same. We all don't have to stay the same. But there is security in staying with what we're familiar with. People say the ego is horrible, it's just trying to keep you back. The ego is just trying to keep you safe. And there's nothing wrong with wanting safety and security. Like, as a former military child and as someone who's moved around quite a bit, safety and security is like very, very important. Anybody who like dogs on that clearly has not had their safety or security so shaken up to the point where you just don't know what is gonna happen and you're just relying on faith. And to those people, you are blessed. And to those who have had that experience, don't take it personally. Like, you are trying for survival. And I can't be mad about that. Anyone who's mad about that is like just choosing to not believe you. And if people are choosing not to believe you, don't just try not to convince them. Like, there are some people we could talk to, but if they're choosing to not believe you and choosing to make it seem like what you're going through or like how you feel is just very insignificant, or like, just like not taking seriously, then like they don't deserve you. They really don't. They don't deserve a special gem like you at all. So yeah, those are some of the changes that I've learned moving countries and being in Japan and America. And I will see you guys next time.